guys, welcome to day 17 of Flossmas. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday so far, and if you are working, I am sorry, and I hope it goes by quickly for you and you stay safe. So it's a little bit later. I have had 0 stitching time so far. Usually on Saturdays, I wake up, I get a drink, I let the dogs out, I get my daughter breakfast, and then I stitch on my firefighter piece in the morning. Well, this morning we had some last minute kind of Christmas shopping and some Christmas cards to get out, so I didn't want to deal with the crowds. So I woke up and we got ready. We ran out of the door at like 7:45. We went to the post office. We went to 3 other stores and got gas, and we're home already. So, and it's 9:32. So, fine by me. I thought I was gonna have a super chill day today. And then I remembered that tomorrow we're going to my parents' house to do Christmas with my side of the family, and I have to make a dessert and potato salad to go with that. So I do have to do that today. I got the stuff while we were at the store to make Chex Mix. So I need to get that going too. And make dinner. So we'll see how much stitching actually gets done today. All right, so let's talk on what we did yesterday. All right, so yesterday, here's the before picture. We ended up getting 211 on firefighter. And here we are now. So close to a page finish. And there's 2 more after this to go. So we will finish this during Flossmas, this page. Not this piece, this page. So there's where we are. So close. I wonder how many are left. I wonder if it'll be a finish today. That would be super exciting. So there's that one. And then I actually got some stitching done yesterday. My hair is super staticky now from taking off my coat. I didn't have a before picture because I was tearing everything out. But we ended up with 359 stitches in yesterday. So here's what we did. We finished this motif off. We added this one, and then we did this one. So this is actually supposed to have something that goes all the way around it. I moved this one up a little bit from where it's supposed to be by like 7 stitches, I think. I'm just gonna fudge to kind of fill it in and go how I go. I may have to wait until I get the piece fully done to figure out if it looks good, or if I need to add like little motifs here and there to make it blend a little bit more. But I'm totally happy with it. So that's where we're at. That's my stitching from yesterday. Got a lot done yesterday, actually. All right, so I have a list of questions, and I figured that for the rest of this, we'll just kind of do a little Q&A after this, and then I will have to go downstairs and do stuff. All right, so let's start. I think I had 1 job question, so we'll start with the job, I guess. So the question is, I got to ask twice. It says, what type of nurse are you? What do you do from home now that you switched jobs? So, in my job career, I guess, as a nurse, I've worked as an emergency room nurse at a level 1 trauma facility. I was a rehabilitation nurse for a little bit. And then I found the job that I was in as a palliative nurse, and I was there for 3 years. It was a great job. It's something that's so needed in the community. And then I found this one by the manager basically approaching me. So I now work for the exact same company that I did, and they do home care, hospice, and palliative care. But I work as a central intake registered nurse. And basically what that means is the referrals that come in, I work on calling the hospitals and doctor's offices, whoever these orders are coming through, and making sure we have the order, because a lot of them don't like to say orders. So I get verbal orders. I do a lot of chart building for wound cares, IVs, enteral feeding, stuff like that. And then, you know, your joints, stuff like that. So that's my job now. I've had people tell me that I'm quote unquote not a real nurse anymore because I don't work bedside nursing. And I think that's a lie that nursing school teaches you, is that in order to be a nurse, you have to work bedside. And there's so many other jobs out there for nurses that are not bedside. And also to that, I say I get paid the same as a nurse. But I don't have to touch people anymore, especially after working as an EMT for 11 years. Like, I've done my share of coding people and stuff to last me a lifetime. I've seen horrific things to last me a lifetime. You know, they say every healthcare worker has demons, not demons, but they carry a lot with them, and that is true. But I have a job now that my mental health is better at this job than any job I've ever had, ever. And Lord willing, I will probably retire from this job. So, all right, so next we're gonna kind of go into family questions, I figured. What is your traditional Christmas dinner? So there's nothing traditional about our Christmas dinner ever. It kind of just depends on what my family wants. Not last year because I had COVID, but the year before that, we made a turkey dinner. A lot of times we'll do like nachos because it's something super easy for me. I don't have to cook and I don't want to be in the kitchen all day on Christmas. So we've done nachos a lot. I guess nachos would probably be it because it seems to be that's usually what we do. But it's kind of whatever. For my family's house, like when we go over there tomorrow, we're doing subs. We do a lot of like subs, nachos, stuff like that. Something that is more like grabby, not so much a sit down meal. We're very laid back people. All right. Have you ordered your seeds yet? So if you are new, I love to garden. It is my happy place in the winter or in the summertime. I have not ordered my seeds yet. I need to go through my seed storage and see what I have. I probably have a lot of stuff that I may not even have to order seeds from this year. And that would be huge if I could do that. So I do need to go through my stuff. I'll probably go through them probably about January. I do need to get my onions. That is one thing I still do need to get. Best vacation you ever took. So I haven't gone on a vacation since 2019. I think it was 2019. And we went up to Tawas and it was great. I loved it. Before then we went up north. Basically we usually go up north. I don't really travel out of state a lot, but I do. One of my favorite trips I ever took was after finishing high school. I went to Cologne, Germany, and I got super sick while I was there, but I loved seeing all of the old cathedrals, the Gothic style buildings. It looked like something that would have been straight out of Lord of the Rings, and I freaking loved it. So I would love to travel more. I would love to actually get like a camper and just be able to travel like that too. So, one place or vacation on your bucket list. Oh man, there's so many. I have places outside the US that I would like to. Inside the US, I would really love to go to Hawaii and Alaska. Outside the US, there's so many. I would love to travel. I would love to travel. I would love to go to the Netherlands one day. I'd love to go back to Germany. I would love to go to Poland because that is where most of my nationality is from. If you don't know, I'm like 85, 90 something percent Polish. So if you knew my maiden name, you would understand. There's so many. I would love to travel. But I'm also a big homebody, so that also stops me from traveling. When do you take your Christmas decor down? This is a good question, and I don't have a solid answer. When I get sick of the clutter. Christmas decor itself is not cluttered, and where my tree is this year is like perfect. It is completely out of the way. You don't feel like it's in the way. But once the presents start getting unwrapped and they all just like scatter around the tree until people take care of them, that drives me crazy after a while. So I would have to say, for the most part, I usually leave it up till New Year's at least, and it usually comes down after that. Where did you and your husband meet? So I met my husband at our job that we were both EMTs at the time. It's where I met him. And then since then, after we started dating, he pretty much went into medic school right away. So we've been through medic school. We've been through nursing school. We're both working now. But yes, my husband and I started dating in January of 2009. So this year will be 14 years that we've been together. It's insane. All right. Do you like to read? If so, what do you like to read? I have to admit I don't read as much as I should. I'm picky with books, I guess, for the most part. My sister and I, my mom and dad find this weird. My sister and I like to read on cults. Probably because I don't understand a lot of it behind. And it's something that just fascinates me. But I do like a lot of real life things. I love documentaries. I'm weird, whether it's books or films. So either books on cults or real life documentaries is probably what I would go with. Okay. How did you prepare your garden for winter? This is a good one, and I know exactly who this comes from because she loves my other channel. So when I pulled all my stuff out, I basically amended my beds with fertilizer and worm castings. If you don't know what worm castings are, it's worm poop. It's great for raised beds though. Because it's not, your soil doesn't have as many worms as if it was an in-ground bed. But that's all I did. That's all I did last year too. The most important thing that I've found is, besides doing that, is by rotating my crops. So that way things aren't in the same place as normal. Generally that kind of cuts down on like tomato hornworms too. I had my first 2 this year, and branches were sacrificed off that plant because that's just not happening. All right, last question. It's kind of a 2-parter. have you always lived in Michigan? No. I actually was born on the U.S. Air Force Base in, hold please. The U.S. Air Force Base in Ramstein. At the time, it was West Germany. My dad was serving in the Air Force. We lived in Germany till I was about 2. No, I never had dual citizenship because I was born technically on U.S. soil. To U.S. parents. Then we moved to Mississippi. We lived in Biloxi, which is also a big Air Force place. Then when my dad finished that, we moved to Illinois for a little bit. And then we moved back to Michigan because both my parents' sides of their family is from here. They grew up here. So I have lived in Michigan for almost 32 years. So pretty much most of my life. If I could live anywhere else in Michigan though, if it was in Michigan, I would go farther north. I love the Tawas area. But I also super love the UP and like Sheboygan, Petoskey area up there. So if we had to move, if I could pick anywhere in Michigan for us to move, it would be farther north. All right, so those are the family questions, and now it's all stitching. So, do you have any crafty hobbies besides stitching? I dabble in sewing. I've made project bags. Most of my bags I think I've made. I crochet. I'd like to learn how to do more of that. I would like to learn how to knit, but as a crocheter, and it seems to be the thing, crocheters have a hard time learning how to knit and knitters have a hard time learning how to crochet. I can't figure out how to make 2 needles work. I'm used to one, one hook. So, favorite full coverage and non-full coverage designers. Man. Favorite full coverage designers, if it was a company, I would have to say Heaven and Earth Designs. Hands down. Favorite non-full coverage companies, I like ink circles like this. I like Long Dogs. But I also really like some of the cutesy stuff that like Shannon Christine does. But I would probably say, or Modern Folk Embroidery. I would probably say probably Modern Folk Embroidery or Long Dogs for my non-full coverages. How do you store your floss? Okay, now, this is a twofer. If it's a full coverage project, I am a bobbinator. And I store mine like this. This is a mess because it's working. These are all ones I finished so far for the piece. These are all the ones I'm working on still. So, in my daughter's artwork. This is how I store my floss for my full coverages. For just random floss, when I used to do a lot, I still like fancy floss as it's called, but I store them like this. Greens, like creams, pinks, grays, and they all are kind of like that throughout. This is how I store mine, and then I can just pop this off and get what I need or look through them, and they're kind of just gone by color. I bought these a couple years ago from Target. So they are the Sterilite Stack and Carry, if you are interested. Okay. On average, how long do you stitch each night after work? That's hard. I would say on average, by the time I get my daughter to bed and sit down, is probably an hour to an hour and a half every night. And that is where I do my non-focus piece, which is right now like Quaker Christmas. So, what is your favorite floss stitching gadget? I don't have the pack up here with me. These. Let me take one off. So it helps hold your fabric. They are just magnetic ties. They go on like this. I love these things. You can buy them on Amazon. And it just helps hold your fabric so it's not all over the place. So my favorite cross-stitching gadget would probably be these. And they are magnetic, so you don't have to use needle minders either. So, hands down would be those magnetic ties. I have them almost on every project. At least they're on all my full coverages. Who taught you how to cross stitch? My mom did. I remember being like really little and she would help me work on X's. She made a couple pieces. I think they actually have one framed in their bedroom. But she doesn't stitch anymore. She tells me that she can't with her eyes. And I told her that's a whole bunch of nonsense because she could use 14 count Ada if she needed to. I'm bound and determined to get her back on. She used to quilt. She's used to cross stitch. She sews. My mother is very, very crafty. Way more than I am. She has a Cricut. She does stuff like t-shirts and stuff. She made me mine. This was a birthday gift one year for her. My mother's very, very crafty. Very, very crafty. So many interruptions in this video. All right, last question. What are you going to stitch when Firefighter is done? So I have a focus for my next project, and that is going to be, I'll insert a picture of it here. It's called Beginner T-Rex. The artwork is by David Penfound, and the chart is from Heaven and Earth Designs. It is available. I just bought it not too long ago. So this is going to be for my daughter. Now, will I do 200 stitches a day on it? I don't know. But I do want to make this a focus piece because she's going to be 8 in February, and I don't know how long she's going to want dinosaurs hanging in her bedroom, but she picked this one. So after Firefighter is done, this is going to be my next focus piece. So a lot of my whip goggles, I don't think when I made them, I don't think that it includes a lot of it because it's just going to be my daily focus piece. So, all right, well, that was fun. We did all the questions. There was like 17 of them. So yeah. All right, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow for day 18. Jeez, oh, Pete. Day 18 of Flossmas. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend, and I will see you guys later. Bye.